Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast. Bob and Phil here. Guys, the CPI numbers came out. We're all in big trouble. This inflation is not going away. So we're going to talk about what you need to know. Let's dive in.
Trade Genius.
Hey everybody, it's Bob with Trade Genius. Usually I do fun ads. I talk about our service, but I want to be serious with you for a second. We've been helping a lot of people trading for a long time. As you can see here, I want to let them do the talking for me for a change. But most importantly, we want to help you too. If you've not joined our service yet, come check us out, tradelikeagenius.com. Full service. We have chat room. We have the algorithms for you. We give trades out every day. We educate you. So go to tradelikeagenius.com. Check us out. What you get out of our service is much, much more than what you put into it. And we'd like to see you in the room. Thanks for listening.
All right, Bob. So, Fed had been doing some victory laps the last few times about how, inflation's coming down and we're going to stick to that 2% target. And then lo and behold, we get our CPI numbers and they actually came in a little hot.
Yeah, and they're going to come in hot for the next 4 to 5 months, the way they calculate prices, Phil. Remember the good guys they were trying to give us last year? Well, that's flipped now to bad guys. And, I'm not going to talk stocks today because I think it's really important to understand from a macro standpoint what the Fed and what our government has done for us is accelerated by 1.5x the reduction in your standard of living. And what I mean by that, throw the first chart up here. They're giving up on the 2%, Phil, and they're looking at 3% now as their min. And you know what? 2 to 3% is 50% higher wages across the board. And you know who's going to get screwed on this? Is going to be everybody that's on a fixed income. That means poor people who get subsidies and old people who get Social Security. They're trapped. And there's nothing they can do about it. Maybe until you're not healthy enough to work part-time or something at Walmart until the robots take over retail, you're in trouble. And they're just going to grind it out. They don't care about you. It's all about protecting the government and protecting the bankers. And they're just going to keep grinding this thing out, keep asset prices as elevated as they possibly can so the banks will get blown up and it's going to come out of your hide. And that's on the optimistic side. Take a look at Shadow Stats, Phil. Shadow Stats is running at a double. And I tend to believe the Shadow Stats side more than I believe the Fed side.
Sure, yeah.
And the way I'm looking at this now is that, the only way you're going to be able to protect yourself, you got to buy inflation protected assets. That means you need to have gold, you need to have silver, you need to have Bitcoin, you need to have energy. Okay, a lot of people say you got to have real estate, but real estate has a problem, has legacy. You saw what they did to Bitcoin miners. All Biden had to do, or one of Biden's staff people slipped in a line in the appropriations bill to tax the Bitcoin miners and blew them up for a day. Mm-hmm. All they have to do is say, you know what? Real estate's too expensive for the poor folk. We're going to double property taxes, okay? And what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. And it's more thing I don't like about real estate is that it's such a liquid asset that it can get hit from a lot of sides. Your rents can be frozen, property taxes can go up, insurance can go up. I'd rather be liquid with things that don't have the liability, and there's only two things that don't have liability, right? Basically Bitcoin and gold. And I like the derivatives of them. I like the miners. I haven't given up on the Bitcoin miners. We'll have to see how they get through the halving, but the gold and silver miners are looking pretty strong right now, Phil.
Yeah, I'll speak to the miner play. For Bitcoin, the miners lag. They typically lag price when Bitcoin has an impulse move, and it takes them maybe a week or two to catch up. And like you said, there was some negative tax news that, they were targeting the miners specifically for taxes on this new tax proposal. But, it's a knee-jerk reaction, right? We don't even know if this administration is going to be reelected or if it would even pass the House. In the longer term, ahead of the halving, I think you have a catch-up move that's brewing for the miners. Miners always look terrible, like they're just going to die off the vine. We've seen this a couple times now, and then they come roaring back to life. You wake up, they're gapping up, and they just have a really strong move that doesn't look back. So actually, it's one of those times where you can actually buy high to sell higher when those things start to move, because they move really aggressively. So I do think that we're going to see a turnaround in those, and I agree with you in terms of Bitcoin miners and gold miners. They're really nice, basically leveraged plays on the underlying commodity and have performed extremely well when things are in an uptrend. So I expect all of those guys to play catch up here really, really soon. March is a month for dips, and we're seeing that. As I've been maintaining, I think once we get out of March unscathed, we'll probably see a very good run up into June.
Yeah, and energy runs up into June too, and natural gas runs up into the middle of May. So I'm still in the short tech, long commodities play, and waiting until probably next time you can throw me off that position is the Fed meeting, and that's going to happen in June. I think think March, there's no way he's going to cut. And June, if CPI keeps elevated like this, I don't think he's going to cut in June as well.
I totally agree. Well, guys, let us know your thoughts on CPI. Are you feeling the inflation pinch? We'd love to hear your comments below. Thanks for watching. Bob, thank you for the charts. If you guys want to get in the room with us, check out our specials over at tradegenius.co. We can help you out. Get in the room with us, talk to other traders, help you navigate these volatile and wacky markets. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care.
Trade Genius.